You are tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Team Backpack. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 97, New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I make beats. I got the hard job to prove it. That was proven at Treese as well. Longevity is in front of me with the chalice. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I like the Bringing Down the Band shirt. That's the, we almost can say vintage joint at this point. I remember those.
Yeah, there's none left.
None left? This is an exclusive joint. Okay,
well,
it's
I
rare.
mean, Terry might have one. I don't know.
I got one.
Brad might have one.
Maybe two.
Yeah, you got to be a
Might.
part of it.
I might. I had a black one. Black and white.
Yeah.
You got to be a part of the story to have one of those. That goes back. DJ Jay Diff.
We got one even before that.
Yeah.
There we
Bringing
go.
Down the Band.
That's
It's
the one
Army.
Brad has, I believe.
Does he have that one?
The black joint. Yeah.
Okay.
Black and white with white
You gotta
lettering.
be part of the movement to know what's popping with that. DJ J Diff is in the corner rocking the Treese. Snapback. How are you, sir?
Salutations. I'm
Good to see you, brother, as always.
Indeed.
Mr. Wavy, light-skinned girls be loving me now. He is conditioned. He still is my brother, the voice of Indianapolis, whose portfolio on Instagram has been diversified. Jay Moore is with us today.
What's going on, everybody?
How are you, man?
Hola.
I'm doing well.
I like what you're doing on Instagram. You've changed it. Like
Once again, always been diversified. Your conditioning just kept you from noticing.
kept me blinded. Didn't it?
Exactly. So
I'm doing
I'm
better.
glad that you have made a change in your life.
Yeah, I'm woke, man. I'm woke. I see you. I have made a change. The incomparable DJ Spoolz is to my immediate left.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you, man?
Good. Good to see you. How's Philly? Well, I can't ask you how Philly was because you are here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Everything else good?
Everything's great, man.
That is a fresh Bulls hat, sir. I've yet to see that one.
Thanks,
I've not
man.
seen that one yet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I hadn't seen one like it either.
As a Chicago sports fan, you should be very happy about one 𝗏𝐿 𝗎𝐃,
I'm
sir.
extremely happy about 𝗏𝐿 𝗎𝐃.
Are the Monsters of Midway back?
I hope so, man. The big key is going to be health, I think, with these guys. That's my opinion.
Wow. I know the Colts ain't gonna be on nothing, but
I mean, I like the move.
he on something else. But I know where you going.
I mean, I
see.
like the move, but you
Yeah.
know, it's
𝗏𝐿 𝗎𝐃 is a great player. Shout out to Buffalo. I think he's from the MAC conference. So
That's where he went to college.
yeah.
Then he played in Oakland for a while.
He-
I think he was 4 years in Oakland.
Yeah, this kid is in his prime, man, like 27 years
Oh,
old.
it's
so.
perfect. And like he's a 1 year. It's a 1 year contract. He's got 1 year left. But part of the deal was, and the Bears gave up like their first rounder next
Two
year
first
and
rounders.
the one after
Yep,
that,
that is correct.
and like a sixth rounder.
yeah.
But the part of the deal was 𝗏𝐿 𝗎𝐃's got to sign a deal with the Bears to stay longer than just
Yeah.
the 1 year, because that would have been stupid.
You know, you got
for
that
the Bears.
guaranteed money, which is
Yeah.
what every football player is in it for.
They'll
So-
break him off though, because this kid is not.
Oh no, he already got his.
What I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. I misspoke, but this kid is not normal. Like this
He's
is
the
the
real
type of
deal,
dude
man.
that's he's a cornerstone guy.
He
He's one of
reminds
those
me of
guys.
the dude that just retired from the Niners a couple years ago.
Patrick
went
Willis.
To, went to Ole Miss. Yeah, that dude was intense.
Like Mac might mess around and get you guys a defensive player of the year. Like he's that dope. Like
He already has one.
he might get another one. Yeah, he's a fool. So
So him and you got him. You got who's still, I think he's 26, 27.
yep, 26, 27 years old.
You got Roquan Smith, who we just drafted, who's supposed to be basically like the best defensive athlete in the
Alabama,
draft.
correct?
He went to Georgia.
Georgia. I'm sorry,
Yep.
Georgia. Okay.
SEC product.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then we had Leonard Floyd 2 years ago, top 10 in the draft. We got Danny Trevathan still. We got 𝐀𝐿𝐻𝐃 Hicks. We got a good base of.
Trubisky's the kid from last year, right? Last year's draft.
and they actually
Okay.
got some people around. I mean, we've got like some better receivers than we had last year. I'll put it that way. Allen
got you.
Robinson.
I got you.
Picked up, was it Gabriel? I think from Atlanta. We picked up Trey Burton from
Light.
Philly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll see. And we got the good running game with Howard and Cohen.
We will see. Some of us
We'll
will see.
Some
We
of
will
us.
see.
Some of us.
Episode 97. This is the double LP World Excited episode, right?
Yeah,
Did we,
that or
did
Jeremy
we agree on
Roenick.
that?
Yeah. So
I'm definitely riding with
So you in with the
Wu-Tang
Wu?
forever.
Wu-Tang.
You said Jeremy Roenick?
Jeremy
Jeremy
Roenick
Roenick.
wore 97. He was a hell of a hockey player for the
Yeah,
Blackhawks.
I can dig that.
If you remember, even if you didn't know hockey, you know Jeremy Roenick from NHL '94 on Sega Genesis.
I see you.
He was a beast.
I see
Tracy
you.
Morgan
know
did a
anything
commercial
about
with
him.
him.
What is your vote, though, sir?
You know what?
I don't want to leave it up to Lonegevity.
I mean, I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, so I'm good
Yeah.
with either.
So
You
let's
go
go
either.
ahead. You know, when Wu-Tang Forever hit, like this is
the
when you
world
still
was
had
excited.
to. Yeah, and
I
this is
was
when you still
excited.
had to buy like a CD. I think I paid like $24.
I paid.
for
I was in Meridian, Mississippi. I
Yeah.
paid $26.99.
Meridian, Mississippi.
Ooh,
Mississippi.
I
Red
had
Clay.
somebody give it to me because they didn't like it.
wow,
That's
that was
serious.
a come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid-
I'm just saying that we are kind of like a hip hop show a little bit.
Yeah.
so we want to go that
So
route.
let's go ahead and
That's
give it
all
up
I'm
to
saying.
97 and
Okay.
Wu-Tang Clan.
But
That was the move for the
Wu-Tang
summer.
is forever.
It's okay to have one minute
Motherfucker.
thing.
We
not
see
about
Jeremy
music.
Roenick though. We see.
Yeah, shout
we
out to
see.
Jeremy
Talk about Donald Trump a lot.
Good point, Spoolz. All right, so since we were talking about the NFL with the Bears, let's go ahead and jump into Cap. So Colin Kaepernick, whom everybody I hope knows by now what his cause has been, what he's been kneeling for, or what he was kneeling for before
He's
they
got to
kicked
hate
him
the
out.
troops, right?
Yeah, he's the guy that hates the troops, hates
Way to
America.
go.
He hates the
Way
flag.
to go.
Hates
Yeah.
America.
He hates America, hates the troops, hates all that. He's really a bad person.
Yeah.
He will be a part of a
That
new.
was a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
It's super sarcastic. So, I mean, if you've been around for any of the 96 episodes before,
You know, we
yeah.
definitely didn't mean that. Kaepernick will be one of the faces of Nike's 30th anniversary commemoration of its iconic "Just Do It" slogan. We all grew up on that slogan. The campaign will also feature athletes such as Serena Williams, Odell Beckham Jr. from the Giants, and I think it's 𝐀𝐿𝗲𝐿. I probably didn't say that right. A rookie linebacker from Seattle. I think that's the kid with the one arm and then
Yes.
the.
And he made the team.
Yeah. He actually was a beast. I saw some preseason clips of him. So shout out to that kid, man. That's a great story. And it does actually say whose left hand was amputated when he was a child. So a couple ways you can go about this. I've had a chance to see a couple different takes. Some people are pro the move. Some people are, this is just Nike trying to be on the right side of history and just getting a bag that will be for something that will have a positive light on them later down the road. Some people are just happy for Cap to get his bread, get some bread for what he is given already for his cause and also what he's missing out for by not being in the NFL. So I'm going to my NFL person or anti-NFL person first, Jay Diff. Jay Diff, what is the angle in terms of Nike? Are you cool with it? Do you think there's something that's hidden agenda-ish on this, or how do you feel about it overall? Because it's a pretty big move for them to put him on. However you look at it.
Yeah. I'm actually good with it. I like it. I like having him at the forefront of this campaign that they're doing. I think it's really nice that they actually came out and said that they've been paying him before this. So
Okay.
they didn't say exactly how long they've been pretty much
2011, I believe.
they've been paying him since 2011.
I think he signed
for
in
this.
Not for
No,
this.
no,
is
he's
a new
been a
campaign.
Nike athlete.
But he's been a
his
Nike
contract was
athlete.
about to expire.
Yeah, that's what it
Okay.
was. Yeah,
And
but he's
they
always
hit him
rocked
with
with
the
Nike.
re-up.
Yeah, he's
I
always
thought
rocked
he
with
was.
Nike.
I thought I read somewhere that he was with Adidas or Reebok or something.
Nah.
like that.
Nah,
No,
he's
that's
been
not true.
Nike.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Nike guy.
But no, I like the move by Nike, putting him at the forefront, considering what's going on,
Yeah.
whole case with the NFL, which is moving forward now.
Yeah.
There's always some underlying motives behind everything. I mean, this is corporate America here.
Sure.
So of course they're gonna take for pretty much seize the moment.
Nike has
So there's something going on.
they have a bottom line at the end of the day.
Definitely, they have a bottom line at the end of the day. And Cap is a Nike athlete.
Yep.
Cap is someone who's being talked about a lot. He's kind of the modern day Muhammad Ali, as in terms of being political and taking a stand for things. So I think they definitely are using that to their advantage. There's no doubt about that. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just as long as the intentions are good.
I can dig that. Jay Moore, jump in. What's your angle on it?
My angle on it is, like I said, some people are like, "Oh, this is all about capitalism." Yeah, you know what it is. It is.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. As far as, of course, Cap has a message. He has a movement.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong if their intentions are in the right place and you have made it clear what your stipulations are. As far as integrating a corporation into your movement. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Hell, I had to do my research and find out that when Dr. King, because of course everyone, it's, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, because white people always like to bring up Dr. King when they feel like black people in this era are getting all out of pocket.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's not what Dr. King would want. I was like, you hated Dr. King when he was doing the March on Washington. It was not popular.
I was going to touch on that with
Furthermore,
Ali as well.
Merle, how would you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
What he would want?
Because
yeah.
Ali wasn't necessarily
He wasn't popular.
the most popular when
Tommy
he was
Smith
making his move either.
and John
No, he
Carlos
wasn't.
were hated.
He served some
So
time.
don't bring because
Yeah.
I heard there's some I want to say 𝐀𝐿 but it was some sports talk guy who was like, this is not in the spirit of Muhammad Ali. I was like, you would have called Muhammad Ali anti-war and anti-American.
Yes.
Just you didn't love him until he couldn't talk. But
Right.
Yep.
it's neither here nor there. But the thing is, with Kaepernick,
That's
and
a good point too. Wow.
what
that's deep.
he's doing right now, like I said, because some people say, well, I don't know what he's doing. Well, that's because you've chosen not to know what he's doing. Just go ahead and follow Know Your Rights Camp on Instagram, and maybe you'll be able to see a few things. Like I said, I wanted to actually, walk the walk and talk the talk, not just say, okay, I support Cap. I actually contributed. It wasn't a lot because I don't have a lot, but I actually contributed to the Know Your Rights campaign.
Right.
I felt like it was for me to talk so much and about it. I didn't think it was right for me not to go ahead and make that small contribution to the actual movement. I think also you have a situation where Nike doesn't want to be on the wrong side of history.
That's
You're looking
yeah.
at
Yep.
things really turning the corner now. Look at Papa John's. Okay,
Right.
Papa John's is basically trying to sue to get back into his own company because of things he said basically kicked off when he was critical of the NFL.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And not critical of the NFL as far as all the CTE,
Yeah.
the people who hit their wives, the people who drunk drive, but the people who are making peaceful protests about police brutality in this country.
Mm-hmm.
You see all these people, they want to burn stuff. Let me tell you something. This is might be the controversial part of the podcast, but it needs to be said. If you look back over the last hundreds or so years, whenever there's been a situation where black people have asked for just basic human rights and want to stand up for their own dignity, white people always seem to. I'm not saying all. Y'all in here with me and y'all listen to the podcast, so you're cool. I'm talking about like the white people who decided they're going to set things on fire
Yeah.
whenever they feel uncomfortable or they don't want to have a conversation or they don't want to acknowledge that their experience is not the same in America as it is for people of color. This isn't new. Like, they're setting shoes on fire right now. They've
Which is
set
stupid.
buildings on fire.
Which
They've
is
set
stupid.
people
Tulsa.
on fire.
Cutting
Yeah.
swooshes is
Cutting
stupid.
swooshes off shoes.
All that's
So,
stupid. That's not.
when
Off the
that,
socks, all that.
because when your answer to a peaceful protest about something that everyone should be concerned with, which is police misconduct, because let's not forget the same people who seem to want to ride for this, as far as cutting of the socks and
That's
setting things
stupid.
on fire, these are the same people who politically always say, well, I'm for smaller government. You know what? I can agree with you. I'm for smaller government too, because the police are an arm of the government.
Mm-hmm.
They get 100% of their salary and benefits from taxpayer dollars. So you should be just as upset as anybody. But
Yeah.
the reason you're not, we can discuss that
I
at length.
want to jump
in
in.
other
I want to
ways.
jump in with Kevin Gates as well, and I'm coming to you, Spoolz.
Can we keep talking about the same topic?
Yeah.
Kevin Gates was speaking on Kaepernick.
Okay.
That's why I'm going that route.
Gotcha. Sorry.
It says, here's what Kevin Gates said in response
Monkey
to
wrench.
what Cap said. This is curveball. Sorry, it's all love. He says a lot of people are going to look at this in an effed up way. He says, I love Colin Kaepernick. That's my brother. I love his beautiful queen, Nessa. I love these people with all my heart. He should have never taken a knee. We bow for no man under the stars but Allah. He is a practicing Muslim. He said he should have stood with palms up. So that's where Kevin Gates comes in.
Is Cap a Muslim?
That
No.
was my question. I don't think Cap is a practicing Muslim. I could be wrong. I do not think that he actually is. I don't think I've never seen anything that I guess points to that.
Mhm.
But that to me, that's Kevin Gates being Kevin Gates. We'll talk about Kevin Gates whenever, because we can talk about him when it comes up to music or whatever. I'm coming to Spoolz though, because I believe you mentioned, and I hope I didn't get it wrong, about Pat Tillman's family. Was that him that brought that up?
That was Lone or
was it
Terry.
Lone or Terry? Okay, well,
Wasn't me.
it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
I think it was just when
Or was it
we
Jay,
were
Spoolz, just
maybe Jay
give-
Moore? It was not
during,
me.
during pre-show.
No, it's all
we were
good.
just
It's all
talking
good.
about
Yeah, we were
this.
talking about it.
I think it was floating around anyway. Spoolz, give me your take real quick in terms of
15.
Nike.
Well, man, I think the whole Pat Tillman thing was like sad. Like, to be honest with you, like that they
I
would
don't know
bring.
what I did wrong there, but
Yeah, it was just like this weird
talk
transition.
later.
Yeah. But we'll talk later.
I guess the company's name
It's
is not
probably me.
Nike.
It's
I'm
probably-
sorry,
It's probably me, not you. So,
Nike
but,
Corporation.
No,
Okay.
the Pat Tillman thing I think was disgusting. That they would bring like a dead football player, someone who died in the military into it like that, and like what he would think, and trying to like say what he would think. I think that's really, really shitty to do.
It just further shows that they don't understand.
They don't want to have. They'll have the conversation about soldiers and sacrifice, but they don't want to talk about like
It was
be-
fucked up, man.
be
Like,
just as mad
It is.
about police brutality as
Yeah.
you are about
well,
Nike.
So something else
Right.
that's I think it's great. I think it's cool what Nike's doing. I mean, we do live in a capitalist society. We've talked about that a lot on the show in the past. And is it a capitalistic move? Yeah, maybe. I mean, in business, you do take gambles, and who knows what's going to happen with this country in the next 10 years. So, Nike, I guess, chose to be on the right side of history as far as, socially speaking. You know what I mean? So, but I who knows what's going to happen? But I'm glad they did it.
and just
side
real
note,
quick,
Nike makes all the jerseys for the NFL.
all of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
that's-
the
that's
league
kind of
will
the-
benefit.
and the thing is, they just re-upped their deal
Till
for the next 10
2028.
years
Yep.
in March.
Yep.
And there's nothing the NFL can do about it.
Facts.
So that's super interesting. That's something to consider as part of this as well. But
He's gonna get his old line and everything, man. Like it's gonna be interesting to see how this.
Oh no, I think this is great. And Colin
How this is rolled
Kaepernick
out.
isn't. What's another thing that's interesting? He's not even he's a football player, but he's not playing football.
Right.
Right.
He hasn't played football in over a year now, right?
Right.
Been a
Yeah.
couple of
Yeah.
years.
2
hasn't it?
years. This is
And the thing
year
is,
two
when
now.
you see
But Nike is sponsoring him.
Mhm.
when you see who some of the starting quarterbacks are in the NFL right now, yeah, he's got a real case for collusion. What was
sure.
it? What's the kid's name who's going to start in for the Bills?
Oh, I don't know.
I
'Cause
can't-
What's
He's
his name?
trash.
Yeah,
though.
he
They
threw-
traded McCarron.
Yeah,
by the way.
he threw 5 interceptions in one half, and he's somehow still got to be. He's going to be the starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
I got something
Unbelievable.
to say about that whole thing too,
Yeah.
but I want to hear from Sean real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
well, did you
through.
have-
I think it's great
you have
that
2
Nike's
cents on
doing
it?
it, and more power to him. And I think it's great they're supporting Serena as well. I like Serena could be the best athlete
We've
of our
seen.
time. Period.
If not,
For sure.
yeah, and she's got to be in the top 5 of all time.
She's cold.
She's unbelievable.
She's
So-
cold.
And we didn't talk about her and them talking her full body suit, and that's
Oh,
what it
we
is. We-
mentioned
we-
it at some point, but
Did we?
I mean, it
Maybe.
kind of was. She wasn't the only one that happened to. Of course, we're in an era where everybody walks around with smartphones. We talk about this all the time, and
Yep.
you can literally look up and see
Mhm.
what the hell is going on out here.
Yep.
There was another woman that actually wore a cat suit as well. That they told her they didn't want her
I
to
see.
wear it going forth, and this was a few years back.
I saw the
so,
I see.
comparison photo.
Yeah.
Hers was all white and they had
Yeah,
it right
so-
next to Serena.
I mean, it is what it is.
What was your? You said you had a. You
No,
wanna say
I wanted to kind of hear Sean's point on Kaepernick and Nike before I went on to what I was going to say.
Yeah. What is your take?
Nike's in a position to where they can pretty much do what they want.
Okay.
I think it's I personally like the choice to come out and make the stand. I feel like it's not as much a capitalist move as it is a socially conscious wanting to be on the right side of history move, because there are just as many white people that buy Nike, if not more, than people, in that realm of who's going to accept this or who is going to deny this or the idea of, let me restate that, people that side with Kaepernick, people that don't.
Okay.
So I feel like it's on both sides. So I feel like they chose. I like the way they chose. I thought it was a really bold stance.
I like to see the numbers, but I think I would guess that the African American purchase of Nike is probably higher than I think we are actually giving it credit for in terms
Cool.
of the comparison.
I'm not saying it's not, but there's still more white people
overall.
in general, right?
I got you. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're speaking population wise.
Population wise, just
I follow
brand
you.
recognition, not necessarily about football or anything like that.
Right.
I follow you.
Right.
I follow you.
So
Okay.
I feel like I feel like they're making a statement.
Okay.
And I think they knew of all the repercussions, quote unquote, that were going to happen because of it. I knew they knew that people were probably going to cut swooshes and burn the stuff. And
somebody did some analysis. They
absolutely.
They probably knew the numbers or had a pretty good idea of what was going to happen too. So,
I think it's a great move.
Word.
You know, for a major corporation to make a move like that. That is a major corporation.
No
you know,
doubt
that
about it.
owns a lot of other companies that we all know as well. You know, like Converse and I don't know, Hurley and stuff like that.
Shannon
So-
Sharp
Converse and Umbro, I think, are under the Nike umbrella. I believe.
Shout out to
There's like
Shannon,
4 or 5 other companies too, though.
shout out to Shannon Sharp chopping somebody up on Twitter. That was talking about, I guess I got to wear my Chuck Taylors, and he was just like, yeah, because Nike definitely owns them too, brother. But go ahead, I'm gonna let you cook.
Pack now that has like where they were talking about having a Jordan pack that includes like some cons that he wore in college along with a pair of J's.
oh, that's really
That'd
dope.
be cold.
Interesting.
People would buy that. What was your point though, bro? Before we move on,
It's just interesting to see what the NFL is going to do because they have to respond at this point.
Yeah,
especially with Nike being the ones that are outfitting these players.
oh, they're partners.
So
for sure.
Nike has pretty much put a stake in where they're at.
Yeah,
And it's kind of looking at what is the NFL going to say at this point. And it's just
What if they
weird.
bought them out? That's what I just laughed about.
Wow.
Like, what kind of
I mean, they could.
That's
what kind of
crazy,
sign
Spoolz.
would that be, or what kind of statement would that make?
That's
have
real.
If they
Wilson
bought
start
them out
making,
of
yeah.
like a $500 million or $1 billion contract.
yeah, that's real.
That'd be,
Spoolz.
that would be a real. That would let them know exactly what they
Dude,
feel about the
that
black
would-
players.
Right.
Man, that might actually start some shit.
That actually
will.
would, that might, if that happens, I might actually probably stop watching professional football at that point too.
Mhm.
Because that's a beyond bold statement. If they
Mm-hmm. I
bought
watch
them
right
out.
now because I love these players and I love the game. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I understand. I'm a very socially conscious person.
That's a fact.
I very much so support what's going on, you know, but at the same time, like, it's something I can do with, like, I'll call you
Right.
guys random Sundays and be like, yo, watching the games at 4, watching the nighttime game. It's just
Right.
something to do with your
I
friends
don't-
and
This
is
stuff
true.
like that.
My
This is
thing
true.
is my thing with it, and I've said it many times.
It's beyond entertainment, just entertainment.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
If somebody wants to watch football, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Do what you do.
Mhm.
My thing is when people have a problem with somebody that chooses not to, or
Oh,
the
no.
people that don't watch it have a problem with the people that do tend to watch it.
Right.
I mean, everybody has their own choice to make.
That's true.
Nobody's making any money off of this.
That's true.
This is a conscious thing that people are doing on their own. It has nothing to do with the game itself. I like to watch NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it's just a conscious effort that conscious effort that I have
Get that
as
red
far
on.
as, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a mental exercise. On Sunday, I know
It really kinda
I
is.
can't watch football.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to figure out what else am I going to do.
I see
with my
that, but
day.
I see
Do you
that.
like college
I see
football?
that a lot though.
Yeah.
Do you like college?
Well, yeah. I have started watching college football more.
I really enjoy college football too. Or
Yeah.
maybe a little more than the pros sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's weird as I've gotten older. For whatever reason, I enjoy. Like, I wasn't a huge college football fan like in my 20s,
Yeah.
but like now, like I'm invested in college football. Even though like the college I went to, they're like Division II.
Yeah, I went
Like-
to IUPUI, so we
Yeah,
don't.
so
My degree says
No
IU,
football.
but
yeah, so
still
yeah,
don't like it.
And
I'm
they
not,
still-
never was
they
an
should
IU
get paid.
football fan.
Yeah,
For me,
Southern
that-
Illinois
Irish,
University
baby.
Carbondale is not a football powerhouse.
No.
They have beaten IU a couple of times,
I
but
believe that.
yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I've
I
been
mean
a
to
big
shit on the
college
Hoosiers, just not known for their football.
Not at
Also,
all.
I seen an interesting meme because you know the memes always come out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And there's a meme with Colin Kaepernick, and it says he's the real life Al Bundy,
Wow.
getting paid from shoes because he sucked at football. And you know the type of person that made that meme.
Oh yeah,
Somebody that probably sucked at football. You can't suck at football to make it to the level of being called an NFL player, for one. Now, there are people that are not as good as the other players. There are a lot of quarterbacks that have jobs right now that are not as good as Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
But to see people saying that he sucked at football is very interesting.
Yeah, it's
yeah. You
just
can't
not
suck.
accurate.
You can't suck at football and get to 2 NFC championships.
Especially
No.
people,
and a Super
especially
Bowl.
some of us that know pro athletes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like to know how good those players are at
Yeah.
what they do and
Yeah.
still not be as good as some of the main players.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
no question.
y'all just don't know.
So, yeah, I feel
That's
like
that
the same-
right-wing
I
shit,
feel like
though.
the people that make those
Facts.
are the same people that say stuff like, or like a year ago, were like, he's just doing this because he didn't get a starting job.
Yeah.
Those are the same cats that make memes like that. I feel.
Yeah.
And
I can dig it.
And I
You're
know we
right.
need to move on, but I'm just going to say this, and I'll look directly into the camera, whichever camera it is.
Camera 1 or 2.
If you are not happy with Colin Kaepernick's stance,
25.
please don't set your jackets and your shoes on fire. Go ahead and give them to an organization that does things for homeless veterans.
Yes, there you go.
If you claim to care so much about our military and how our troops and our veterans are actually cared for, then don't take perfectly good clothes and shoes and set them on fire when there's somebody who could use a pair of shoes and a jacket.
They don't care.
So but when you set things on fire, it lets me know it was never about the troops.
And
That's
at the
not-
end of the
that's not
day,
even a form of
at the end of the day, you
boycott.
still paid for that.
That's exactly.
You
That's
paid
not
for that item. That's kind of like back in the day when they were buying up all these CDs with profanity on them
Right.
and rolling over them.
Mm-hmm.
You still put money in that artist's pocket.
Like
It's
I don't
too late.
So
I don't care
difference
what
does it
you
make?
did with it
Yeah.
after you bought it.
You could have bought it, threw it out the window as soon as you got it out of the store.
You burning personal property is not a form of boycott.
And
not.
once again, this
That's
is
stupid.
an age old. Goes back decades of when white people are not happy with their social condition, they set things on fire. This isn't anything new.
That's why I have a lighter.
And on that note,
I started
I wanna say
started
one
smoking just
other
so I
thing,
could have a
though.
lighter
One other
for
thing.
the purposes of
One other
setting
thing.
something.
And this is on a consumer level.
I'll set this table on fire right now.
I like
believe
that,
you.
Spoolz.
I believe
Somebody get him some lighter fluid.
you.
No, I'm just fucking around.
Props to
you're right,
Nike.
though.
For what they're doing. 9 times out of 10, if you liked what Nike was doing, you've already probably purchased Nikes.
I've been a Nike person.
I mean, okay, that's cool.
I'm
But
just saying.
this is no
This
reason.
ain't gonna change nothing for me.
This
what
is
I'm
no
saying.
reason to run out and buy up a whole bunch of Nike shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't go out and buy some Jordans just because.
It's gonna
that's
happen.
not
though.
that's
You know
not
that,
you.
right?
Yeah.
That's not you being a part of the movement.
No,
You know
that's
what's gonna
not.
happen though.
Well, I mean, it's all over the place right now. I've been seeing it. I'm going to buy all Nike this, all Nike that, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, they're already rich.
Yeah.
They're good. Buy some Nike stock.
But yeah, do
Man.
something smart with it.
Preach, brother.
just saying.
More.
I've been
preach.
seeing people
didn't-
posting about the Nike. I think the Nike stock right now is at $79 and like 98 cents. It dropped a little bit today, but it's going back up.
Yeah, basically all stocks dropped today because there was a dip in the
Right,
Dow
right.
Jones.
But
there.
yeah, I mean, there's no reason to run out and
Yeah.
spend your whole paycheck on a bunch of Nike shit.
Does the Jordan brand still get made by Nike?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
does
still
it?
how
They're
it's
So
under-
I
they're under that
inadvertently,
umbrella.
I didn't really read about all this till yesterday afternoon, evening. But I was at the mall and ended up buying some Jordan brand sweats like for around the house and stuff.
Oh, you
They're
balling?
dope.
yeah.
And then a hoodie that had it's like gray, but in like white, real small lettering. You kind of have to be close to it. It has like a lot of his like achievements,
Oh, okay.
like 88 scoring title,
Right.
Yeah.
93 MVP. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of indirectly supported.
I can dig it. I
Let's-
got some J.
I don't
I'm
buy
an
clothes
Adidas
a
guy
lot, yeah,
myself,
so.
but
I feel you.
I rock with Nike, and I still
rock
will
with
continue
Nike.
to rock with Nike. But I'm not about to run out and buy a pair of shoes because they're supporting Kaepernick.
As you should.
Right.
It's gonna happen. Are you right?
I mean,
It's
because
already
there is
started.
a capitalist element there still.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean,
They have a bottom
I
line.
hope it's not for that. I mean, I'm sure they probably did it for both reasons. To be honest.
Yeah.
So,
They definitely did. I mean, they're a company at the end of the day.
yeah.
Shout out to the sponsors, bringingdowntheband.com, Coleman Dental, 317-255-8546.
We've got our sponsors.
Printfinity is in the building as well. Make sure you check out your local business. They got that work coming. Great artists on deck. Shout out to Team Backpack as well for rocking with us also. And No Bad Ideas, they lace us every week. I think this is another oddities joint.
nope. It's a no bad ideas joint.
Those just no oddities.
Mhm.
They got the floral joint on the inside, which
Yeah.
is dope. Got the crown with the drip, as the kids say. I'm too old for that, but this is dope. So shout out to them. They have been taking care of us for 97
Indeed.
episodes.
Thank
They
you.
are the
So
guys.
shout out to them. So let's jump to some music. Shout out to North Memphis, South Memphis adjacent, all suburban areas, and
The county seat of Memphis.
Downtown.
yeah, shout out to all them. We don't want no
Downtown.
smoke. Shout out to Memphis. We're gonna talk a little music. So, since we got about 30 minutes, let's go ahead and jump into Machine Gun Kelly and Marshall.
Let's reference Marshall.
Let's do Marshall
first.
That's a good
Do
idea.
Marshall first.
That's probably
Yeah.
a better way to bring that in.
Well, here's Marshall. Here's the thing about Marshall. I didn't realize he dropped. I was out this weekend.
Eminem.
I
Had a
think
lot
nobody
going on,
did. He
so I was
just kind of
asleep.
just did it.
Yeah, so
Marshall is Eminem for those
so
of you who don't know.
M drop. I hope they know, but if they don't,
He's
good
a
point.
rapist.
Eminem is
He's stupid.
Eminem is definitely one of those artists that
30.
people that don't listen to hip hop know.
Absolutely.
Definitely no.
And those
He's-
stands have been out.
Your
He's
aunt,
definitely-
your aunt Sally
couldn't
knows
wait.
who Eminem is. She's heard of
Yeah.
Eminem.
Eminem low key is a rap guy, but he's more like a pop star. Like it's real out here.
He moved back into rap guy category with
let's-
this album.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
Kamikazi was
He
definitely
was a
a
pop
response.
star on. It's almost like this was a reply to everyone who said that. What was the last album that was whack?
Recovery?
Recovery.
No, not
No,
recovery.
Revival.
Revival. Revival. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
we
that
got
was
some
whack.
footage when we're talking about Revival. We're kind of killing it. I don't know if we
No,
can
Revival was
pull
whack.
that up out of the
Yeah,
archive,
Revival
maybe.
was
I
whack.
listened to
and
it
splice
since then.
but
Just some of the songs. It was just super like poppy to me and like not.
I was like, nah, this ain't it.
what it is he left that hip hop. What did I call him back then? He's a king of the hip hop ballad.
Oh yeah, I think
You know
he
what I'm
did say
saying?
that.
And
Your
yeah.
biggest fan. This is Stan.
There you go.
Stan
I
is
mean,
dope.
still,
Stan's
half
a dope
half
record.
half of his new album was like that to me.
I didn't really
To
hear
me,
the
it was
ballad
half and
shit.
half. He had it. Well,
I ain't hear no bad.
There's 3 songs on
There's
there that
one
I
that's
really
a-
don't like.
I don't like half of it, but half of it I really like. So
So Kamikaze, unannounced album, came out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually enjoyed it. First of all, Eminem, when locked in, is a damn genius at rapping. Let's get that out there.
rapping.
He's
Mhm.
amazing lyrically,
Mm-hmm.
flow,
No one's gonna
whatever
take
you
that
want to
from
call it. He's amazing.
I mean, he went
Um,
back to basics on this one.
He did.
But
indeed.
I almost took it as him trolling with some of the records that he made, but they still weren't whack records. Like the joint with Royce, he's definitely trolling the sound of today's music and
It
rap.
sounds like Migos.
Exactly. But he was
mean,
spitting though, like there was bars all over.
That's
it.
what.
what he
if you
does.
pay attention to like the artists, the kind of who people consider top tier artists,
Yeah.
they all have dropped songs where they're mimicking this choppy flow that everybody does.
Jay-Z and Beyonce went all out and actually got Amigos like basically reference track for
Yeah.
Ape Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he also
Kendrick
wrote
did it on-
Beyonce's. One of them wrote Beyonce's verse.
Yeah. But Kendrick did it on Humble.
Humble. Yeah.
He was pretty much doing that same thing. So
Is that the song where Eminem totally jocks 𝗏𝗏 style?
Yes.
Okay.
is that what that was? I don't. He
she,
didn't
came
shout-
out, she came out and said
Who you say, Spoolz?
𝗏𝗏. So I got that. Shout to Theo Vaughn, man, and his podcast. The dude's podcast is super dope. But no, he called her 𝗏𝗏. He was actually in one of her videos once, like somehow. But
I actually
Dude's
enjoyed.
hilarious.
I actually enjoyed Kamikaze though. I really did. Like,
no, that 𝗏𝗏
It's the
chick
first
came out
im-
and said that
yeah.
like basically there were people trying to say that he bit her flow on that song.
oh god.
Which is funny because then you listen. They played the song. I was watching something. They played the song that he supposedly bit, and it's her biting the Migos,
Mhm.
and him just obviously he's just making fun of them, like kind of that flow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so unique and amazingly ingenious flow that the Migos has. But she came out and was like, "I'll take it as a compliment" or
Get outta
something
here.
like that. I was like,
Oh, man.
"Holy cow,
That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
𝗏𝗏, take a seat."
This is what I say about M though. Like I said earlier, he's getting back to his basics.
He is.
He had a handful of people that he could talk about right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where he started at.
Yeah.
When he started at, he was just aiming at every pop star
Yeah.
that was ruling the MTV TRL airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, you don't have TRL MTV 106 in Park. So he sat down. He got the backlash from this album. Nobody fucked with that last album. I don't care who you are.
No,
That shit was trash. We talked about it.
maybe like
He-
a few diehard Eminem.
I mean,
fans,
he
that's about
of
it.
course
You had
he's-
to be
of course
die
he's
hard.
spitting. He's spitting on there. He's rhyming, whatever, blah blah blah, rappity rap. But on this one, it's like he had aim. He had a focus.
Yep.
He dialed in and he went back to basics, and he decided to line up all these rappers. I'm gonna talk about you and you and you and you and whoever else.
Yachty, Joe Budden.
You know what I'm saying? Wants to step in the game, and
get a little bit of
he
this.
did what he
hot
was supposed
fire.
to do.
He did what he was supposed
He did
to do.
what he was supposed to do. It's kind of like reminiscent to when Nas kind of swayed, and then when when Jay came at him, he came with Stillmatic.
Got
And he
him
was
right back on schedule.
backfiring,
Right.
Right
You know what
back
I'm
on
saying?
schedule.
It's kind of that same thing, and of course you got a couple
Don't do
Eminem,
that.
regular
Yeah.
Don't do
Eminem
that.
tracks.
Don't
on
do
there.
that.
But for the most part, he did what he was supposed to do. I think.
My first listen, I liked it. I was like, this is what I needed on the last whatever you call it, revival.
35.
I wanted this on revival.
Well, you haven't gotten this probably in the last 5.
4 or 5 albums. I was
5
gonna guess
albums at
4.
least.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 4.
I was
Marshall
gonna say
Mathers.
since the second album.
Since the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
The first, I liked this first one. I kind of liked the second one a little bit, but
Second one was
I
good.
stopped after Eminem show.
The
And I
follow-up
didn't
to
like
the,
Eminem
The
show.
follow up to the Marshall Mathers, I think it was 2. That
Eminem
one
show was after that.
was
right?
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Third-
one,
third
I think I stopped after that.
Like other
Yeah.
than like White America and When My Lungs Collapse with
Yeah.
Nate Dogg, I was like, no, I'm not with the rest of this.
man, his early stuff was just really well written songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like his first album, he was rapping really well, but they were really storytelling.
Mhm.
Shit was amazing. My thing with him, even with his new album, I'll go there. I liked about half of it,
Mhm.
and I liked it because he was spitting. He was
Mhm.
Brad and I talked about this a little bit beforehand. He was flexing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was being aggressive. It felt like he was hungry.
Yep.
It felt like he was hungry, like
Yep.
he had something to prove again.
I agree.
But the other half was back to his like ballads and shit, and ballad-esque, to where he
Like the
can't write
songs
hooks.
yeah,
He
the-
can't write hooks.
Yeah, the song's about his ex-wife. and
Like his hooks
daughter
aren't good.
and
Like
all
I
that
didn't like
shit.
the hooks. The Kamikazi song, I didn't like that shit at all. I didn't like the beat. But like there are certain songs on there that's like, I could pass it. I could pass that. But about the ones where he's rapping, I really like. I think he's amazing lyrically
Oh my god.
when he wants to rap.
Mhm.
yeah.
Everything else, he is way out of the top 10 category. to me.
Outside of him being a songwriter has never his ability to rap
Let me-
always been top tier. His ability
Yeah,
to
you
write
can't-
songs.
You can't deny that.
Well, let me rephrase. Let me even rephrase that a little bit
He's
better.
cold.
His ability to write songs that are enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah.
It's not
They
that he's
have
it's,
replay value.
exactly. It's
yeah.
not that he's writing songs that are horrible songs. It's just that it's just boring. Like it's just it doesn't hit me. There's no
So,
replay in it.
Here's an example, and maybe this isn't a great one, but I think it is. Like all the DJ places that or places you can go hear DJs in the city,
I was
right?
gonna bring this
So,
up.
like whether you go to a club or whether you go to like a place like Coach's where you'll hear everything, right? And then Terry and I talked about this at some episode too. Like as DJs, and I'll say this again, like I've never really played. I don't think I've played many, if any, Eminem songs. Like
No,
when I would
it's
put
not-
my own sets together, when I could play whatever I
Mhm.
wanted, even then.
You play songs featuring Eminem, so
Yeah.
forgot about Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's one that,
Yeah.
that can still get some spin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the high.
If
like
it's
maybe.
420, I've
Mm.
never.
But I've never played that
ever.
either. I'm just trying to think of maybe one that might, a few people might be like, depends on
the
if
ganja
people our
song.
age.
I can play the ganja song.
Yeah.
That one works. But overall, Eminem really doesn't have club records.
Yeah.
It's not even and people get confused when we say club, like because people are like, oh well, who he ain't thinking about the club. I'm talking about if you're in in the spot,
Yeah.
like you're in
That's what I'm
Coach's.
saying. Like any
Like
range.
he doesn't
of, like,
have a made you look. He doesn't have a PSA.
Nah.
He doesn't
no,
have a
he doesn't have
shook
an
ones.
Annie up, man.
He doesn't have like. And people will say, well, what about Lose Yourself? I'm like, maybe depends on the night. And plus, that was on
Yeah.
a soundtrack. But I'm talking about the records. Like all I know is if you-
Jams. He's got no jams.
If you're a
Till I
DJ,
collapse
That's
can
probably a
go.
good one.
it
That
yeah,
got-
till
that's
my
Nate-
lungs collapse.
isn't Nate Dogg
but
on
like
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that helps a lot.
But the thing is, I say this is why I can't put Eminem in that top tier. And it's not. People's like, oh, it's because of course people say because he's white. And I was like, no. I can scientifically break down why Eminem can't be. If you have to come to Coaches as a DJ, got a couple DJs in here. You got 20 minutes to move the crowd, but you can only use 5 artists. All right, and I give you
Eminem won't be one.
yeah.
of them.
So
Ever.
and it's like I could give you LL Cool J, Mobb Deep, Nas, Jay-Z, and you know what? Let's take race out of it. The Beastie Boys. Which one of those you getting rid of to put in Eminem?
None.
None.
Exactly.
letting it ride just like how it is.
Exactly. So unfortunately, like I said, it's not about him not being able to rap
I'm
on
gonna
a
probably
technical.
play a Bubba Sparks song at the club before
Yeah.
I play it.
There's
Well,
100
there you
other
go.
artists I'd play. I think.
if
There
you
you
want
go.
to be like that, you know what I'm saying?
There you
So,
go.
No, but I thought. Go ahead, Sean.
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna say I haven't listened to the entire thing yet, but what I've heard, I think I put in our group. I was just like, what I've liked, I've heard. What I've liked so far, I've heard, and it's back to that mean. That's him spitting. Like I like real good hip hop and lyricism and the ability to. We were talking about this too. Like switch up his flows and like, but kill them all.
Flawless.
Like never fall off.
Flawless,
you know what I mean?
though.
Like
it's flawless,
And
effortless.
and that's where he's the rap god.
Right.
It's that portion. He just lacks it, in my opinion, on all the other aspects. And
like
that's why he.
like
That's why he
content
can't.
wise, like that's something I've never. I'm a big content guy. Like
I like his content on his earlier albums though.
see.
I thought he was creative.
It was good. It was okay the first time. The second time it started getting old. The third time it starts to get really, really old. I can only hear songs about Kim so much.
And
Yeah.
I can only
People
hear
you
songs,
very
even
feel
as
and-
someone who liked to have a good time. I can only hear songs about drugs so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he's GOAT level, but he's not the GOAT.
I agree.
I agree.
Well,
with that. I agree with
I agree
that.
with the latter part of what you said. He's not the GOAT.
I agree
He's
with
not
that.
the GOAT.
I agree
When I
with that.
think about him and like Rakim together, I just can't. Or him and like Cool G Rap. To me, there still isn't a comparison because those dudes had everything.
like if somebody said, "Hey, do you want to go see this Eminem concert?" I'd be like, "I already have to have nothing else to do."
Now I might go to one of his
I'm
shows.
gonna go.
Yeah.
I've been to some of his concerts. He
Nah,
actually does
it's-
a good job.
I think
at
he
his
still
concerts.
I like
rhyme over
concerts,
his own
though,
lyrics,
so.
and I've seen
does
him
he
on
really?
TV. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen. Well, last time I saw him on Saturday Night Live, I'm like,
It's weak.
dude, you're lip syncing. That's another reason why I can't put you in my top
It's-
tier if you're
it's the
rhyming over
gift
your own
and the
lyrics
curse,
and you're
man.
lip syncing.
It's the gift and the curse because he can wrap circles around a lot of our favorite rappers.
Yes,
As
he
a
can.
rapper,
Yes,
I'm
he
talking
can.
about it ain't close.
But as far as
But-
making jams,
Exactly.
those joints,
You got to have other aspects to
Nope.
it. So
It's just like
it's the
it's
gift
just
and
like
curse, man.
when you think about battle rappers. A lot of battle
yeah.
rappers get stuck in that same element where
Yep.
they can battle rap. They can rap really well.
He came up
But they
doing that
can't
though.
make an
That's
album.
what he came up doing.
But I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
it's the jams. There's
the
no
jams.
jams. There's no
Speaking
jams.
of that,
It's the
shouts to
jams.
Rusty Redenbacher. They battled at Scribble Jam back
They
in
did.
like '98. I want to say something like
Chalk
that.
Surreal.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got Rhyme Fest. He got Juice.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these is dudes that was really
I was there the
About
year
that
that
action.
Juice that Rhyme Fest won.
word.
2003.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Shout out to Scribble Jam too.
Saw
Man, that
MF
was-
Doom there. That was incredible.
wow.
So I'm with that, man. Like overall, from what I heard, I gave it one full spin. I felt much better as opposed to the joint that came out last
Yeah,
year.
I
I'm
know
not
it-
gonna
I
bu-
know
I'm not
it's-
gonna buy it. Like you guys know, I buy albums if I really like that or like want it, but I'm not
Right.
gonna buy it.
No.
But I
appreciate it, but
I
no,
like
I'm
what
gonna
he's
buy it.
doing. You know,
I like his rapidy
The-
rap joints. 'Cause
the
that's
only
what he does
thing I'll
well.
say this,
He
I know
does
we're
it
gonna
very
get
well.
into this, like to him talking about people and one person in particular, but I think that it's kind of lame of him to talk shit about people who said they didn't like his last album.
Well,
I don't think that's lame. I think it's funny that
make art.
others-
Stand by your art.
I mean, that gives him fuel. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not, but like saying an album wasn't that great isn't. To me, I didn't like. That's some of these people's job. That's what Joe Budden does. That's what these folks do.
right. Yeah.
Like
Like, why are you mad at Joe Budden for having an opinion about you?
exactly. Like why
I
you're
think- I
Eminem?
think
Why
it's
do you
a
give
little
a fuck?
deeper
dude?
about with
Yeah.
Joe Budden, though. I mean,
Obviously,
Joe
'cause the
Budden
Slaughterhouse-
signed
They got a
to-
relationship.
I guess he
So
felt
so
like
it's a
he-
But
little
even like
deeper.
academics
Loyalty.
who's super lame. You know, I
I mean,
understand that, but or
like
like
I said-
Tyler the Creator. That was the one person that stood out for me. Was Tyler like why he went at Tyler like that for one
Tyler
tweet?
probably said, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, he
It's
went
silly.
back to what he was doing.
Understood. I just
So
agreed
it,
with you.
it makes sense.
It is what he.
That's
it
a
is-
flimsy one for me.
How?
A lot of the other stuff because it's just one person's very small opinion. Like it was one tweet that was like, "This isn't very good,"
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and you're gonna and call him an F and all this other stuff
he called
over
himself that.
You know,
Yeah.
He called
I mean,
himself that. Idea
So
was
what do you think about that? What do you think about people throwing him through because he
Look.
decided to bring the word back?
I have no.
Wait,
can't
wait.
do that,
Say it
man.
again.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You can't be out here letting a maggot fly in 2018.
Maggot.
Okay.
replace-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you,
Um,
I follow.
You know, and the thing is, like I said, I'm not gonna act like, you know, I'm thinking of. I brought this up when I was on the Stakes is High podcast. Shout out to them, and
shout to them.
where you know,
TLC.
I talked about like, you know, when back in the dorm room and we might have been playing NBA Live or something and somebody does something and I'd be like, oh, that's some MAGA type stuff.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
like, I didn't mean it as like, I thought you were going to go out and find a meaningful relationship with another man.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, even though I didn't have that intent, like I understand why that's hurtful and you can't do that.
Well, we grow as people, right?
Exactly. And I'm like,
You know?
okay, Eminem, dude, I mean, this is not to get on anybody's age because I'm in my 40s. Like, you're in your 40s now. Like, there's certain things you should have learned just
By
as
now?
like how are you? Because you know better than to say the N-word on tape.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You know better than that. So why is it that you can't create your art without having to let a maggot fly?
Bars.
You see what he did? You see what he did? Did you see what he did? Those are bars.
Bars.
Put a pin in that.
You know,
Regardless. Those are
No,
bars.
I can dig it. I mean,
45.
he pretty much just took what Tyler Creator said about himself and said it.
But
He shouldn't have said it, and it's actually edited out now. I don't know if
It
y'all
is-
listened.
so
to
here's
it.
the
But
thing.
even when he said after that too about
Let's
Tyler,
not miss the
just silly.
MGK. I'm coming to you,
Well,
but
but
let's.
No, we're
before
not.
that,
There's a
before
bunch
that,
of- no, we
because
gonna
we
get
got
to
about
that.
we got about 15
Yeah.
minutes. That's what I'm saying.
we all right.
It's
But
our world. It's our world.
It
It's okay.
is, ain't it? It
even
is.
even before that, like even the people that are defending him saying that, you got to understand the context of what he is saying in there. Like he is being homophobic in the bars.
In the yeah,
Context is-
exactly.
context is
so
exactly.
like so
He
if he's
said, he
just
said
saying
he
it,
was, what he say? Something about he was something with D12.
See,
I don't
I
remember.
couldn't. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie.
I
and say
heard the whole thing. It's something about
I can't recite it to you though.
balls.
You can-
Something D12. Blah blah. I don't
something
know.
about balls and sacks and something like
Yeah,
that.
so
or-
it's something specifically
But that's-
homophobic.
yeah, it's not like
It's not
what you
like
were describing.
what I
where-
was just saying. I was like, I just let it fly because I was being inappropriate and young, and
Right.
I'm just saying stuff to say stuff. You know, like
Nah, he knew what he knew what he was
he's
doing.
referencing
He made a bar out of it.
specifically,
Yeah.
you know, something homophobic. You know, and I'm like, come on, man. Like you in your late 40s, you should know better.
yeah.
That's a good point.
I can dig it. I can dig it. So
But no, he talked about. I know, Mike. I'll lead you into that.
Yes,
one.
sir.
He
Yes,
talked
sir.
about Drake. My opinion, that was kind of
talked
out of
about-
that was out of left field. I mean, even as someone who's not a Drake fan, I just
Right.
thought that was kind of out of left field.
Well, that was basically just on the whole ghostwriting type. shit.
and that, yeah, I totally agree with that. But it seemed old and out of left field.
This is what I'll say too about that. I mean, hip hop is hip hop, and I'm not giving a pass for what he said as far as the Tyler Creator line. That was kind of overstepping the boundaries or whatnot.
right.
But him going to any rapper on this album is not a problem to me.
good. That's
No,
good to
no,
know.
no.
You know
Me
what I'm
neither.
saying? I mean, it,
Me neither.
It's good, and I hope all of them respond.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad either. I'm just simply mentioning who we went after.
And
I
I
thought
thought
that-
and
I
the
thought
way
the-
in which he went after.
Yeah, and the thought the Drake thing was, and I agree with you because I think it's lame that Drake is. We've talked about this a million times too, you know, but it just seemed kind of out of left field, just a bit because it happened so long ago.
But I mean, as a rapper,
You know,
it
it almost seemed like
hasn't
Eminem was
happened a long
grasping.
time ago.
Eminem
If
was
Drake
grasping.
still's continuing to use ghostwriters,
I don't know. So
that's
anyhow.
probably the least of it right there. I mean, as far as the MGK Machine Gun
Yeah.
Kelly, when that one was an
Old.
one.
That was old.
But the the Ghostwriter conversation is still
I've
relevant.
gotten one
Right.
artist in.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Ghostwriter conversation is still relevant now. That's why I think it's okay.
sure. I mean, it just seemed kind of like Drake's. Here's the point I'm making. I'll go on. Drake's never came at Eminem or said anything even close to bad about Eminem. That's the point I'm making.
Oh,
He
they're on a
actually said
record
he didn't want no
together.
smoke
I'm
with
not
him.
saying Eminem's wrong for it or right for it. I'm just saying I thought it was interesting.
I respect it. I respect it.
Next one was like going after Lil Xan and Lil Pump and all them. Like
I lumped them all together.
good. I think that's fine.
That's
You know,
just
all of
as
it's
bad.
fine.
And
You know, I think
the Yachties, yeah.
people need
all
to
the
know.
Lils.
And he's just
I
being
see
honest too. He was very honest in this record, which he tends to be. Right? He said, "You like Lil Yachty? Cool. It's not for me."
Yeah.
You know, something along those lines. It's
That
about
was
as
a
honest
good-
as you can be.
That was a
man.
good bar. Machine Gun
Um,
Kelly, rap, devil.
Go for it.
All right, so I saw the video.
you were waiting for this one.
Because
He
it's
couldn't wait.
relevant,
He started to start the conversation out with it.
or we
Right.
can miss it. The thing is,
Yeah, 'cause-
the thing
Lord.
is, I think this is. Did y'all see the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
I mean,
Yep.
unless
I
we
mean,
wanna
he had
do-
some lines.
Unless we want to do an hour 30-minute show, that's cool. I'm with that smoke. We
He
can
had
do
some
it.
lines.
We got about 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying.
Unnecessary.
So, Machine Gun Kelly with his video with the pitchfork and the shovel and the overalls, I believe, or yeah, shut up.
He was
I
like
don't know.
eating cereal or something too.
That's pretty cool.
He's got a bow tie on, no shirt.
No shirt.
He's rapping though. I thought it was par at best. Pretty cool. He had great points, but I just wasn't impressed with the
Why not?
actual bars. Because the way he presented it, I wasn't impressed. But I
Why?
thought it wasn't impressive to me with the flow and how he put it together. Like I thought he was just, doing what they normally do. But it's better for him. I hadn't heard him rap, I guess, that way. So I'll give him credit for that.
I want to challenge that idea.
I do too because
Like
I wasn't that impressed. I'm
Look,
sorry.
I don't honestly. don't really know any of Machine Gun Kelly's music
I've heard some
up
of it.
until I think Wild Boys. 'cause
He
they
ain't never
played
rapped
a
like
little in the
that.
club.
With Waka Flocka.
Yeah. So, and I know he
had a
performed.
really
He's from
popular-
Cleveland.
Popular
Yeah, he's
club
from
song.
Cleveland.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he had a couple things popping, and I know he performed when the Cavs won the
he is on
championship.
the HBO show. What was that show?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was-
Like I said, he just wasn't on my radar.
Thing.
But like when I heard, I saw a little piece of it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's kind of hot. So I was like, okay, I like the fact because first of all these other rappers are like, oh man, Eminem mentioned me. It's all good. I was like, man, this is like I said, this is that gluten-free hip hop shit I was talking about earlier in the year.
Soft.
To where like people get dissed and they're like, oh man, I'm just glad people know who I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is
take
what
it
is
as a compliment.
what are y'all on?
Little Pump's response, I thought on Twitter was extremely funny, or Instagram. It just said, he just goes, I deserved that. And I thought, that kind of made me be like, all right, this guy's all right.
But at
maybe.
least
you
with
know what I mean?
Machine
Like,
Gun
Him and
Kelly-
J. Cole cool now, so
Yeah.
that's what Sean and I were talking about that.
At
or
least
Sean
with
was.
MGK, it's like, yo, okay, I'm not just, at least it gave you that feeling of somebody who's like, I'm not just gonna let this person talk about
But
me and
those
be
are the
like, oh, Eminem's the rap guy.
But those are the
it's
comments.
all good.
Mhm.
Those
No,
are the
F
comments
that.
that I'm seeing. Though everybody's like, "Oh man, this is some of the best that he's ever rapped." So I give him credit for
Man,
that.
it is.
Man,
dude,
I don't know. MGK
I
is
don't-
not.
this is what
That's
I'ma-
all I see.
This
I'm
is
just
what
saying.
I'm gonna say about that song. Man.
That's all I see.
He dropped. I'm not gonna say scientific facts,
He dropped facts.
but he
Yeah.
dropped facts.
I
in
didn't
the
say.
song.
I didn't say he didn't.
But you
now
said
that's just what
par.
I'm saying. You said it was subpar.
I said he had the way what he was rapping was factual. I'll give you that, but it just didn't come off to me like, oh my God, he bodying Eminem. I was like, it's cool.
But why?
Nah,
Well,
it did though.
I
He
wasn't-
kinda did.
He's like,
Y'all
y'all been
mad at
locked
me?
up for 6 years
No,
with a
Y'all mad at me
dictionary.
because I'm not
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
impressed?
whoa, whoa.
No, I'm just saying that your opinion on the track might be
It's
kinda,
cool.
Might be kind of, I don't know, skewed a little
I
bit.
didn't
You
call
might
it
need to look-
whack. I'm not even the biggest Eminem fan.
Let me
I thought
jump
it was
in.
Cool.
All
Jump
this
in.
white on white violence.
I might I might
Mayonnaise mayhem.
make
I
I
see
might
you.
make a couple points Mike might agree with and
I
be a
see
little
you.
more detailed and answer the question you guys are asking, right? So here's a couple things, and I agree. I think it's awesome he stood up for himself, and I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
Stood up
exactly.
for
MGK
himself.
did.
Yay.
No, seriously, like no, I mean, like you guys said, like he's not going to be soft, just like you said,
Yeah.
30 seconds. He's not going to be soft. He's like, fuck that, I'm going in, and I don't care, and he gave Eminem his props throughout the song too, like he.
I
But
like
then
that
would
too.
give
I
him
like
with a
that
little
too.
dig right
Yeah,
here. be
but
like,
so
"She's
here's some
46
of the
years
stuff,
old."
like young rap. Number one, MGK is not 19 years old. He's 28, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's not that, that young anymore. I thought that was interesting too, because he's definitely still trying to capture that I'm really young and wild and crazy image. I feel like.
Yep.
And you're 28. So
Facts.
as far as that's concerned, like, so the point I was making is like the whole like rap talking about a rapper being old shit is old and played out to me.
Right.
'Cause he's like, you're 46 and like that's weird. That's weird.
I don't
gonna
feel like he
happen.
was coming from that angle though. I feel like he
Yeah.
was saying that. I felt like he was not coming from the angle of like, you're old, so don't do this because I'm old too. I felt like he was saying, stop being the bitter old man.
Right. And I think that's always a weak argument to come with when you're younger than somebody. I think that's
the
a
way he put
standard.
it
If
apart,
you're
I
young
don't
and you're
think-
going after somebody older,
It's
and
a-
you have to say that.
it's
That's
a
the
fail
card
safe.
you
The
always
way
play.
all right, so
You're
gotta,
bitter.
You gotta
Bingo.
put it
Bitter.
in context though. So
Bingo.
he's saying there's a line in Eminem song talking about Machine Gun Kelly where he says he's going to get trick to
Yes.
do this, that, and the other. He's saying you're too old to be getting somebody to fight your battle for you.
Right.
If you want to fight, then let's fight. That's
My
that's how I took it.
my rebuttal to
That
that
to me
would
just
be
sounded like some goon shit that Eminem said, to be honest with you, because
Shout out to Trick Trick.
MGK was the same guy on Flex like not too long ago that was rapping about being in a hotel room with 20 goons and Jay Prince when some pimp was trying to fuck with him in Vegas. So
Come
that
on
just
now.
sounded like some goon shit to me.
Right.
And on top of that, what else set him off? Because he mentioned Haley. Like Fam was talking about her in a tweet, like I don't know, 2012 or 13.
Mhm.
She's like 16.
She was
15,
16 years old when he said
That's
that.
Okay,
corny.
that's the founders.
So I'm
okay.
not mad at that as him being an old guy as a father.
Ja
like,
Rule said something about Haley too.
Not about-
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not about
Don't
not
do that.
I mean,
sexual.
he did.
Yeah.
Let's be consistent.
don't do that.
He
I don't know
did.
what I didn't
And he got
see
a
that.
Ja Rule too, right? So
Now
Yeah, he's
really,
still talking about Ja
D12
Rule.
got a Ja Rule.
Yeah.
He just did the hook.
So
of the
M got
song.
it, Ja got him back, and then D12 came back, right?
Took care of that. Is that how it went? I can't
No.
remember. I can't remember.
M did get it, Ja Rule.
Ja pretty much went at M because 50 Cent killed him. M is the one kind of the pecking order at the top of the food chain. So he went at him, said some shit about him. D12 said shit back to Ja Rule. M just pretty much did like the chorus.
And that ended
on
it.
the song. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem. Like MGK, like kind of what you guys were saying, and sorry. I never really cared that much about MGK before this, and I probably won't care that much
I
about
don't think
MGK
there's a lot of
after
people
this.
that do it all.
He's
got plenty.
cult.
He's got some music.
He's
out.
got a cult fan
He
base.
does have a cult fan. I'm not going to say he
55.
sucks.
He's going to eat
Because he
off
doesn't
this.
suck.
Make
Like,
no
No,
mistake
certainly
about it.
can
not.
rap. He
No,
can
after
rap.
I heard this, what's the devil mode?
Yeah, I've seen him like when he did his like he rapped at the Apollo. He was the first rap act to ever win at the Apollo. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't.
Yep.
But
But
I mean,
he's going to eat off this. Make no mistake
but
about
at the same time, he's also talked about, even on this song, about being the ways that Eminem have went around to try to shelve him, based upon the Haley
about how
comment.
he
We
can't-
talked about that before. I wonder how true
he can't
that
go
is.
to Shade 45 and talk to Sway. And,
Why would he? I don't see any reason for him to lie.
Because to me, so that he can gain the popularity that he's been wanting since he started making music, man.
MGK was buzzing.
Yeah.
Right around that time was right around 2012, 13. Like he was buzzing. Like he was big buzzing.
So are we saying
but you know who
M
he's got on his
sabotaged
side
him?
is Puffy, man.
That's my
Not
point.
anymore.
You know, when did they cut ties?
I mean, when's the last time you heard Puffy shout out?
I think he's
I don't
still-
know. I don't listen.
I
to
think
Puffy.
he's still on Bad Boy though.
So maybe
I think he's
Puffy,
still on Bad Boy.
Puffy co-signed him.
Could be. That's a good point.
You know, like so. This is him addressing this and this. I don't know. To me, I'm not an MG. I don't know any MGK
Right.
fan, any songs at all. But
minimal with mine.
listening to it, like I feel like people are trying to hold MGK to this Eminem bar for bar for bar for bar for bar lyrical miracles
Yeah, it's
fucking
not gonna
standard,
happen.
and it's stupid. To me, it's dumb because it's like that's not like. You can attack a diss in multiple ways, and I like the fact that MGK was direct. He talked about his experiences with him
yeah.
and all these things. And
I
to me,
give
that
credit
is
for
to
that.
me that is more valuable in a diss than how you deliver something or how
Right.
you come across all these. No, he was
Lyrical,
like he was
miracle.
he was addressing
Stanza, pencil.
like he didn't rhyme apricot jelly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Eminem did. You know, like it's just
I really think the
So-
response. I think the response or whatever he comes up with, hopefully, is coming out soon. Like I think it will
doubt
be.
it. We'll see.
It will be. It probably won't even be something that we can compare because we talk about two different levels of rappers. I give him credit for, to your
Standing
point
up for
about
himself.
standing up for himself, and I laughed at the old man with the beard stuff
I
and
thought
all
his
that. Like I
chorus
was
was
laughing. Like I
I
get
thought
it.
his chorus was dope on the diss track.
Yeah, like, I get it.
Since you didn't really care for it, like what kind of
I
rap?
didn't say I didn't care for it. I said it wasn't stellar.
You said it was par. So
It's
what?
par.
So what would make it non-par?
Oh, I thought I just listed several things.
everything
Well,
Spoolz
no,
just
that's
said.
why I'm
Yeah.
asking him.
I think
I'm with
I
him.
was trying to
Everything
help him
Spoolz
out
just said.
too a little bit.
I'm with
Yeah.
everything Spoolz
I was
just
trying to
said.
help him. And the
It's
thing
like,
is, I
it's
don't.
not whack.
I wasn't expecting. Like my thing is with MG. Like I wasn't like it's got to be like Eminem. It's got to be bar for bar. Like
Right.
none of that at all. Like I can take any diss track and like I said, I don't think it's even. I think it's better than par. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I
you
think
know.
I do like.
Par might have been the wrong word then,
But
right?
but at the end of the day, I was just
It's
kind of
cool.
I was trying to. I was more like not even devil's
Saying it's
advocating,
cool
but
is
just playing
basically saying
like
it's
the other
par.
side of it. Just
Nah,
things that I
man.
noticed that were
It's cool.
that
Grits.
stood out to me that were on the other side.
You
of
gonna
it.
let Brad
It-
talk or what? Shit.
Yeah, on the you keep
Why you
fucking
cursing,
talking,
man?
dude. Like you just keep talking. Like, all right. So
I've never been talked through.
yeah,
Go
No,
ahead,
just
man.
like the whole time. But
Go ahead, man.
so fuck, man, I'm done now. Like, yeah,
Machine Gun Kelly
threw me all off, man.
dropped, in my opinion, a stellar response
There
to
you go.
what Eminem said.
Yeah,
There's absolutely nothing wrong with how he addressed him. I don't think personally. I think that's if you're going to say something, that's how you should probably say it.
No problems.
Yeah.
But
This
that-
is hip hop, man.
Yeah,
This is what
definitely.
you're supposed to do. You're
I mean,
supposed to. It's
I just
supposed-
thought it
it's
was
about
kind
the
of
battle.
I think it was a little. It could have been better in parts. That's what I
I mean,
was
a
saying.
lot of
And the
rap
content-
battles though. That's the
Fair
thing.
enough.
Like, why
though.
can't I say something negative about this song?
No, you can't.
Like seriously, because every time I've said something negative, you're like, "But look." Like,
I'm just
yeah,
talking in
yeah,
general.
Yeah, like
Go ahead.
no, I'm done. Like,
Spit
it's,
it out.
yeah.
Spoolz has a chip on his shoulder.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not the best
One
thing
minute
since
left.
like Hit 'Em Up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
No,
It was cool.
Yeah, I did see
It was
somebody
cool.
say, "Oh man,
It's
now
cool.
it's above no Vaseline." I was
Nah.
like, "Hey, let's calm down."
Calm all the
it
way
was good
down.
for hip hop. It was good for rap.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
You only
Sure,
saying that
this is
because you
all I'm
old.
saying.
Exactly.
All I'm saying it was a response to a diss record.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much as far as his skill level is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably at the top of his skill level.
That's
For
definitely
for
the
what
ape-
he's put out before.
Yeah, that's
Right,
definitely
for
his
what he's put
apex.
out.
Yep.
And if M decides to respond, he's going to ether him.
Yeah, I said I told you he's gonna rip his head off if he does
Yeah.
respond. Yeah.
But I mean, he's not. This isn't a top tier battle though. So
No.
Nah.
regardless of if M rips his head off in his next whatever response, MGK is still going to have those same fans and he's going to get those same
Yeah.
shows
Yep.
and all of that shit.
I think this benefits
it's
him.
not going to ja rule him per se.
No, this is gonna
No,
help
this is
MGK.
gonna
I
help
think it was
him.
a smart move. And to
Yeah.
Sean's point, if everything is true, you know, and I think I made a good case. I mean, here's the reason why it might not be true, because it's gonna help him.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring him into more of that spotlight, man. This
Yeah.
whole thing has brought him more into the spot. Eminem saying his name brought him into more of the
definitely.
Now
spotlight.
somebody else is going to respond and it's going to be too little too late.
Hey,
Yeah.
there was a video of
Do you think M should respond?
that was gonna be you beat me to my question. That's a good question.
If he really dislikes this guy as
Yeah.
much as MGK seems to think he does, he shouldn't, or he won't, because all this is going to do is make, unless he does kill him like Ja Rule, which to your guys' point, he's always going to have that underground cult following. I don't think he can do that.
Right.
It would actually probably hurt MGK more if he didn't respond.
Mm.
That's my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
agree with
I
that.
mean, because there's that saying is like, don't get into the mud and wrestle with a pig because you'll get dirty and the pig will like
exactly.
That's bars from Jay.
I heard somebody say too, they was like,
Got maggots
So,
and flies and
does
pigs.
M is M on the clock now because of the whole Drake Pusha T thing?
Oh my God, I
was
saw
like,
that
come
too.
on, man.
He got.
You guys think Drake
48
will
hours.
respond?
No.
Nah.
I
No.
don't think
you
Drake
think you think
cares.
Joe Budden will respond?
He did. He said something today on
about to say,
like
Joe-
Twitter or Instagram, and he was basically like, "Look, I think he said I meant what I said," or something like, "M knows that last record wasn't good," and he was like, "And I'm not coming out of retirement for this. M is still my man." Da da da.
I
Of
think
course.
he'll go the podcast route.
Yeah.
It'll be
And
a
it-
dope episode.
I mean, Drake still hasn't responded to Pusha T, so there's no way he's going to respond to Eminem.
I don't think there's a reason for it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to say anything.
I'm
else.
He
saying-
also positively shouted out some like Hobson, Kendrick, Logic,
Cole.
J. Cole, Craig G.
Yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Craig
Yeah,
G.
Oh,
Craig
He
yeah.
definitely had
He got
the
a whole
Craig
chorus.
G reference in
Yeah.
there.
Shouts to Craig G.
Who was just
He
a tree.
references Kane and G Rap about how
Yeah.
this generation doesn't have any rappers like that, something
Wow.
to that effect. So
3 stacks.
That's got to be dope for Craig G, man. It's funny. We just
He
yeah,
was
man,
just a
shout
tree.
out
man.
to-
Just
shout out
here
to
in
Craig G,
Indianapolis.
man.
He's a
So,
cool brother,
Real
man.
cool dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
His
brother.
searches went up.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
For
dope.
sure.
That's hip hop. That's why it's good. Like to Spool's point, it's good for hip hop. So I agree with that 1,000%. M might not respond. Like he
Yeah.
might just.
Next
be in
couple
the
weeks
cut.
will be interesting. Next week will be interesting.
But I
I mean,
don't.
I'll be
agree.
gone next week. You guys might be talking about a response next week.
I'm cool
Mhm.
on the he's on the clock though. I'm cool on that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Episode 97. I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up here, but we got to shout the sponsors out first. Coleman Dental, 317-255-8546. Make sure you get your teeth right. Printfinity, as always. You got to support your local businesses. That's the only way that these companies can grow and flourish and get more followers or get more fans or whatever. So shout out to the local businesses. Show love when you can. BringingDownTheBand.com, as always, is the hub. Shout out to Team Backpack as well for partnering with us, and we will see you all next week. Episode 97 is a wrap. Patreon.com/New Old Heads as well. We got some good things going on there.
Yes,
also.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No bad
Love it.
ideas. We see you.
Zay Moore is at where this week?
Let's see. Oh, yes. This Thursday I will be at Tiki Bob's, of course, downtown Indianapolis. And then on Friday we have Back to the Future, Old Soul Presents. So that's going to be a real nice night. And of course, every Tuesday at Coach's Tavern. Get involved.
Bong
Yes,
bong.
sir.
We're
Bong
chilling.
bong.
We're going to see the homeboy TR get married this weekend.
That's right.
So
Congratulations,
we will
TR
be
and
in
Britt.
North Carolina.
Kakalaki.
That's right.
Bong bong.
Peace.
Holla at your boy.
Stop letting maggots fly.
Sons of cousins of bitches.